Hey, what's this I'm drinking? It's the taste of being right. Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and yep, it's official. Barbie is going adapted at the Oscars, adapted screenplay. Everyone said it's going, it's going to be nominated for original screenplay, but, I said they're gonna pull a Whiplash in Moonlight and put it in an adapted screenplay. Barbie tried to campaign an original screenplay, but I always said they were only doing this so that they would not have to compete with Oppenheimer, with Poor Things, and with Killers of the Flower Moon, and a bunch of films like that, even though I think it would probably beat them. I mean, its biggest competition, I think, would be Oppenheimer. Everyone called me crazy. Everyone said, oh, Christian, it's definitely an original screenplay. What are you talking about? Who's the author of this movie? Or, who are the authors of these characters? They're just toys. And I'm just thinking, well, the author of the characters were that one lady in Barbie. Obviously, it wasn't really her, but whoever was that lady in the film that created Barbie, she was the creator of these characters. That's, the Oscars always do this. It doesn't have to be based on, a book or a movie or a cartoon or something like that. The Oscars always go for, were these characters previously established in previous material, which would be toys? And that's what my logic was in saying this is going to be an adapted screenplay. They're going to pull a Whiplash in a Moonlight. And no one believed me. No one believed. Everyone called me crazy that it was impossible. It could never happen. And then look at that. I was vindicated today. Ooh! To be fair, I'm not, actually, shitting on anyone who did think Barbie was original, but it at least is nice to have some vindication in that sticking to my guns and sticking to my gut was the right move. I always thought Barbie was going to be put in an adapted screenplay anyway. Now, people are saying, well, now this just opens the floodgates for who could win original screenplay, either The Holdovers or Past Lives. Granted, I've already been anticipating this race. It does open that question up. Which film wins original screenplay? Holdovers or Past Lives? And honestly, it might be closer than we think, because I was thinking it was going to be The Holdovers that wins. Because if it's as close to winning Best Picture as we think, well then obviously it would need to win original screenplay. And potentially an acting Oscar, but admittedly Divine Joy Randolph is very much in strong contention with Danielle Brooks. If Past Lives does end up being the frontrunner for original screenplay, I feel like that would pretty much say that The Holdovers is finished. Actually, not pretty much. It would definitely say that The Holdovers is finished. But if The Holdovers does win, that means it could stand a chance. Now, what do we do about adapted screenplay? Because a lot of people were putting in The Zone of Interest in that number 5 slot. And admittedly, it could still happen. Right now, I have American Fiction as that number 5 slot. But look, I've always said The Zone of Interest could easily take over once BAFTA starts happening. I mean, hell, already with the shortlists, The Zone of Interest is doing incredibly well, being shortlisted for score and sound. Obviously, it was shortlisted for international feature, but still, those two techs, that's pretty important. And the fact that the movie is already looking at, a cinematography nomination, potentially a production design nomination, if it truly does feel like The Color Purple is weaker in Best Picture than we think. And I'm already kind of thinking film editing might come along with it as well. So it is very interesting to see if Zone of Interest will still get that 5th slot in adapted screenplay, or if it's going to be American Fiction. Because I've always said American Fiction, it's kind of vulnerable. And I know everyone's thinking, what? You're insane. It's number 6 for Best Picture. But it's American Fiction, there is a chance that it doesn't really happen. Unlike something, last year, where those last few Oscar contenders for Best Picture were kind of up in the air because a lot of the competition wasn't really that strong to begin with. This year, it's the exact opposite, I believe. There's so much competition to where there probably will be something that gets snubbed that is majorly shocking. And American Fiction could do that. And I know people are going crazy because it's like, wait, but it could win adapted screenplay. Could it? Could it win? Because I don't know. There is a chance the Zone of Interest could get in. There is a very good chance that the Zone of Interest could get into adapted screenplay. And what are they going to snub? Are they going to snub American Fiction? Are they going to snub Killers of the Flower Moon? Because I would say those are the most likely films that could get snubbed. Because I don't know about Poor Things, unless Poor Things just really turns out to not be a big thing at the Oscars. And I know for a fact that Oppenheimer and Barbie are contending for that adapted screenplay win. So it is tough to say. Now, and I guess that also kind of brings into what do I think will win, adapted screenplay, Barbie or Oppenheimer. Because I've been flip-flopping between these two for a long time. Like, again, and if you've seen my previous videos, I stuck to my guns saying Barbie was going to be an adapted screenplay, and I've been anticipating this race for a long time. I was saying, Oppenheimer was going to win, but then I was saying Barbie's going to win, then went back to Oppenheimer, and I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Barbie takes it again, but again, I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident in saying that Barbie will absolutely take Best Picture. Oh no, Best Adapted Screenplay. Although it could, if it gets Screenplay, it could absolutely get the Best Picture win at that point. It also depends on how strong Ryan Gosling is in supporting actor. So it is very much a tough race, especially now that people are going to be forced to deal with the fact that Barbie is an adapted screenplay, like I said it would. Oh man, I am so happy that I've been vindicated throughout all this. So now I want to pass the question off to you. What do you think of Barbie going into adapted screenplay? Did you stick to your guns and put it in adapted screenplay like I did? Or did you back off and go, nope, I'm putting in original? Whatever the case may be, thank you so much for watching, and be sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, maybe you'll be put into adapted screenplay.